families and all of that, and we reviewed it. And so that's just a way to cluster big parts. You know, like, this family. If I'm talking about, you guys see my eye here. If I'm talking about the 7A family, then also called the what? Does anybody remember? Halogens, okay. We're talking about the 7A family. If I know fluorine probably gains 1 electron to become F minus, and I don't know anything about iodine, I could predict it's going to do the same thing. And so we group these things so we don't have to memorize so much. There are some more groupings, and this is what Chapter 5 picks up. Representative elements. And this is the 1A through 7A family. And they're called representatives, and they're the ones that we work with the most. Here's 1A, 2A, and then remember we jump over here, and it's up through 7A. We call them representatives, and they're very, very predictable. You know, we know how many electrons they gain or lose. So those are representatives, just another big cluster here. And then we have the noble gases, and of course that's the 8A, and we've talked about that before, so that's another big cluster there. And then the 2 other big clusters. Transition elements. They're also sometimes referred to as transition metals because they all happen to be metals, and these are the B families. And when you talk about that, be sure and include, although right here they didn't write the letter B there, but they mean this whole grouping in there. And then the final one is intertransition elements, also sometimes called metals because they're all metals, so intertransition. And those are those 2 rows at the bottom of the periodic table. Now, when you think about electron configuration, if you have a B family element, or now called a transition element, if you were doing electron configurations, when you end up, we're filling what kind of sublevels? D. We're filling D sublevels. Okay. What was that, Brittany?
L equals 2.
Oh, yeah. If we wanted to go into the new talk, but see, this is which D? 3D, 4D, 5D. Now, down here at the bottom, if we were talking electron configurations, and you were finishing up, you finish up by filling what? Which sublevel? F. So we're filling F's, or F sublevels. Okay, if we come over here to noble gases, with the exception of helium, we have just filled what kind of sublevel? All but helium, we're filling what? A P. P. Okay, and then representatives that we're either filling, there's 2 different ones. We're filling what or what? S or P for your representatives. Okay, so, remember how we talked about chromium at the first of the hour when we were reviewing? Let's run back through it really quickly. What family is it in?
6B.
6B. What period is it in?
4.
4. Okay, let's see. Metal or non-metal or metalloid? Metal. Okay, now I can add to that, multiple choice. Is chromium a representative element? Is it a noble gas? Is it a transition element or an intertransition element? And you all shout back to Volume Freedom. Transition element. Exactly. We just covered the first section in Chapter 5. Okay, take a well-earned 10-minute break.